edition of Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. I hope you guys had a great weekend and you stayed cool because it's going to be hot this weekend too, this week. But I'm glad you're here. It's Monday. It is the 23rd of June. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders. Thank you for all our military people out there, the men and women who fight for our country. And let's not forget our veterans. Thank you so much for what you do for our country. It's Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, dedicated to you and watching the show every day. Showtime. Let's go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit. It's Monday. It's the 23rd of June. And boy, what a weekend it's been here, folks. And but before we get into all the details, we're going to talk about the heat wave this weekend. We'll talk about, of course, the President Donald Trump bombing Iraq. We'll talk about that at the end of the hour and my opinion on it. But in the meantime, let's talk about some happy stuff. And we're talking about Ace Hardware, something that's good. 4, 5, 6, 7 locations for you guys, especially the brand new one in Fox River Grove, Illinois, and Richmond, Illinois. They got some great stuff going. And this is only till tomorrow, folks, these deals. So get a free 5-amp-hour battery, $299 value, and save an additional $100 when you buy an Eagle lawnmower model. Overall, that's $399 of savings plus free assembly and delivery. Or save $30 and get a free 2.5-amp-hour battery, a $749 value. When you buy a 16-string trimmer or a 765M leaf blower, less noise, less maintenance, all Ego batteries are compatible with Ego products. Buy 3 Ace pleated basic furnace filters and get 1 free. That's enough to get you by for the whole full year. And guys, don't forget to tell them to grill your Ace off at all the JRC Ace Hardware stores. And speaking of grilling your Ace off, nationwide grilling event is going to happen this Saturday, June 28th, between 11 and 2 at the Norridge location. Outside in the parking lot, they'll be grilling brats, burgers, hot dogs, all for you guys, and entertaining from 12 to 1 will be Tony Ocean and Jerry Jams outside, free concert. Come on out, and they're going to have a lot of special deals. So make sure you go out there when you come in. Say hello to Jackie. Say hello to Raffaello, the owners. That's Ace Hardware, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Buy a local, shop local. And what a weekend it's been. And I just hope you guys are staying cool because it's hot out there. Vince Ramondi, Ricky, what's up? Ryan, how you guys doing, everybody? So let's just get to some good stuff, folks. I want to thank Friday night. I want to thank everybody that showed up. Kathy Ippolito from Santa Barbara, California was in, of course, with my good friend Yolanda and Lee Stevens coming up and singing some great songs. So Friday at Chicago Prime was really nice. Thank you guys for that. We had a good time. I also want to thank Matt Cassane and Nick Sahajas on Friday when we did a new segment called Rating the Album. And we took the best 10 best Beatle albums, and all three of us gave us our opinions on which Beatles albums that they made. So it was a lot of fun. We're going to do it again, maybe in the middle of July. We're going to pick another topic and do it again. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And we're also trying to do once a week or once every other week, highlight a new local establishment. If you have a local establishment or you want plugged on the show and be on the show, please private message me. It's that simple. And you got my number there, 847-769-8609, or private message me, Mo Carrara, and we will get your business on the show. And we'll get maybe some viewers to let people know what you guys are doing. Protect the small business owners, and that's what we're going to do. And we're excited about that. So that's cool. Let's get right to Saturday. And we heard it Friday night. Don't leave the house. Heat waves, 105. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. And usually, when the weatherman usually, so most of the time they're wrong. But boy, were they right on this one. First of all, Saturday we were at the Getaway in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, actually Lake Como at the French Country Inn. And I'm going to tell you, it was hot, but the thing that saved us was the breeze. We had a constant breeze right off the water, and that really helped us. So we had a nice crowd there. I can't begin to thank everybody that showed up. Joey and Cindy Spins, thank you for the weekend. My friend Sonny, of course, and Debbie, thank you guys for being there. And everybody else that showed up. Dennis, thank you, Dennis, for coming out from Lake Geneva and seeing some great people there. Peanut, thank you, Erica, for coming out too, if you're listening. But it was a great turnout on Saturday. And Arnie and Kevin, they do an incredible job. The staff did a great job with the best they could. You know, the middle, the whole top section, they moved us from the top section to the bottom section because it's a bigger dance floor. But everybody that showed up on Saturday, it was just a blessed event. And it was fantastic. And I'm so humbled to my band, of course, Double T, Tony Toto, banging those drums in the heat. Jerry Jams, of course, doing his stuff, his magic, and them together do an incredible job. And it was fantastic, but it was hot. And we thought, okay, we made it through that way. How are we going to candle on Sunday? And Sunday was just as hot, if not hotter. And we made our debut at a brand new place called the Backyard Barn Marina on the lake over there, Chain of Lakes. And it's a sports bar, not sports bar, it's just a neighborhood bar. It's good food, good people, cocktails. There's a bar outside. They got like a jungle gym for the kids. And we were right on the water, but it was hot. We had winds, but we didn't have a breeze. Again, Double T, Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, Lisa P., knocking it out of the park, and it was great seeing, again, the Spins there. Thank you, Sonny and Debbie. Thank you, Carol, Gina, Captain Rick, Dan and Carol Minotti. Guys, thank you, Mizzy and Mike, Pappas and Mary. And for guys for coming out, Pina, I know that you guys watch and listen to the show. Erica, great seeing you again on Saturday. Thank you. It was hot. Dennis, great for you to be there, buddy, and sit there in that heat. I just don't know what to say, you guys. I'm very grateful for that, and I do appreciate it very much. So it was hot, and Saturday and Sunday, even though they told us all, Carol and Dan, seeing out there, sweating your butts off. I want to thank Dan Nozek and Dina as well coming out. Robert General, how you doing, buddy? I hope you're doing well. We haven't seen you around, General, in a while. I hope you're doing well, pal. So it was a great event. And, you know, my wife, Laura, couldn't come. She was looking forward to it so much. But because of the heat, and the doctor said maybe you shouldn't be, because it was hot. It was hot for people like us, so I could just imagine what it might have been for her. And it was a little crazy. But again, Julie and the staff over there at the Backyard Barn Marina on the Chain of Lakes, they did an incredible job, and they're just very nice people. You got to check the place out. It's right on the water there, so you can't beat it. It was a lot of fun. So that was good. And this week, folks, we're going to keep the action and the fun going. Now, we're going to be outside, but underneath the canopy, like that little patio that Rosario's has on Wednesday. I'll be there with Double T, Tony Toto. Thursday, Oceans Rat Pack, we're going to be in Burr Ridge. Concert in the Park, downtown Burr Ridge with Oceans Rat Pack. It's a 7 o'clock hit outside in a big stage. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's supposed to be a little hot, maybe some thunderstorms. So hopefully we'll see what the weather is going to be like by Thursday. Friday, returning to Chicago Prime Saturday. And of course, at 8 o'clock now, Saturday during the day from 12 to 1. We just mentioned earlier the nationwide grill event for Ace Hardware out in the parking lot. Me and Jerry Jams from 12 to 1. But that evening, we're going to be at John's Kitchen and Tap in Glenview. We've only played there once, and we had a great crowd. We're going to do it again this Saturday on the 28th, to hope to see you guys all there and come out and support local establishments. I want to also say happy 45th wedding anniversary to my good friend Anthony and Carmela Santangelo, of course, from Trico Hair Experts. 45 years married. Congratulations to you guys. All right, National Mascot Day for all you mascots out there. Every team's got a mascot. Every high school's got a mascot. College, they all got mascots. Happy Mascots Day. Let's get to some more stuff here. Major League Baseball. Cubs got destroyed on Saturday, but they're still in first place. And they're drinking. You have to watch out for these couple of these drinks that are out there, these energy drinks. This is called Celsius, if I'm pronouncing it right, Celsius. If you keep drinking this stuff and you have to take a drug test, folks, chances are you're going to get a false positive saying that you have cocaine in your system. There's Jill from Indiana. How are you doing? Willie Rizzo, Las Vegas, Nevada. What's up, my buddy Willie? Of course, the son of the late, great Jilly Rizzo. Willie, we miss you, brother, and I hope you're doing well. So let's just tell you about this. So the baseball players are drinking this Celsius, and if you drink it, they're drinking a lot, and they're saying, be careful because it will come up with a false positive drug test with cocaine in your system if you're drinking this stuff. It's almost like when you were having donuts or was it bagels with the poppy seeds? There's some sort of drug in the poppy seed. I don't know if it was pot or cocaine or whatever, and that could come up another false positive. So this is what they're warning the baseball players to stop drinking that stuff. As crazy as it is, but there's stuff in it. You got to be careful, especially if you get drug tested. This probably be for people at work who take drug tests. There's Joseph Shemeka. Joey, what's up? We have Florida in the house. We got Vegas in the house. We have Indiana in the house. Ellie Weinhardt. What's up, my good friend Ellie? Of course, from the hit movie A League of Her Own with Madonna and Tom Hanks. And she does the #1 Joan Rivers impersonator, my friend Ellie. I'm doing good, Willie. Hope you know the Sox are 12-point for games out. Last place. It's all right, Emo. We got Florida. Emo's in the house from Florida. Anyway, so be careful if you have a job that takes a drug test, stay away from the poppy seed bagels. And there's something called Celsius. It's an energy drink. So you got to make sure. This is stuff that I found very interesting, and I want to talk to you guys about this. Also, talking about baseball, I ever wondered when the very first baseball game was? I never thought so. I just realized this. June 19th, which just passed this past week, 1864 was the very first record baseball game between the Hoboken. It was in Hoboken, New Jersey, against the New York Nine and against the New York Knickerbockers, two baseball teams. And the Knickerbockers won 23-1. But that's the first game of baseball, goes back to June 19th, 1864, the very first recorded baseball game. So opium and poppy seeds. Thank you, Jill. I knew it was something in poppy seeds. So they might be thinking you're smoking opium. So you got to be very careful out there, folks. And you know, all the riots that are going on, whether it was Los Angeles, Chicago, certain parts with the riots and the protests and stuff. There's one thing that Japan does that we don't do here in the United States. And I think it might not be a bad idea to do it here in the United States either. Guess they throw dye or they shoot dye at people, whatever it is, to keep the protesters gone, and this dye does not come off. So it'd probably be easy to find the people that might have been doing some vandalism or some danger or some destruction or had causing any problems during this. Hey, you know, it's almost like, remember the blue dye in the pool myth? Don't pee in the pool because the blue dye will come around your shorts. So I don't know if this is, but this is what Japan does. You know, maybe now you'll be able to find some of these guys who are looting because after they get hit with the dye and they go rob something or whatever, hey, we can find them. David, I hope you're doing well. I'm selling clean pee. There you go. Hey, Boyd, I didn't know you were a fisherman, brother. If you can't be on the show and you won't come out to a Tony Ocean show, let's meet and go fishing. I seen a nice catch you got, brother, and I got two this morning, a nice largemouth bass and a smaller bass, and I didn't think I was going to catch anything because it was hot. What happened to the double headers and the twilight headers? Gone for good. Oh, you mean in baseball? I know they still do the doubleheaders. I didn't know they did. I don't know anything about the twilight headers, but they're gone for good. Emo from Florida. You're watching Ocean Spit, little show about big things. Everybody with electric cars. Are they really good for the environment? I don't know. Maybe you think they are, but according to the Toyota chairman, says electric cars are worse for the environment than hybrids. I guess they produce something single BEV can generate more carbon in the air from charging these batteries. So I don't know. I know few people that have the electric cars. I'm not into the electric car yet, but some people love them. I remember getting in some Uber cars. They were electric cars, and it seems like the Fade is not as popular as it was when it first hit. So interesting to say. A couple other things. Elon Musk said that soon we'll be able to talk to each other without opening our mouths. I am so scared, or not scared, just what's going to happen with this AI stuff. I mean, you'll be able to see each other's thoughts, or how about with the ones where they were saying people that they can record your dream or whatever it is and then play it back to you the next day so you can see what you dreamed about, or all this new technology where animals, your dog will be able to talk to you now. All this stuff is in the works, if not out there already. This is interesting to see that you'll be able to talk to somebody without moving your mouth. Mind, I don't know. I think the Amish have the solution for transportation. I think so too, Boyd. I think so too. That's a good one. I like that. Baseball players got sick from the heat. I'm sure they did. The only difference is, David, they're making millions and millions and millions of dollars. They can get a little heat stroke. They got those doctors 24 hours around that bullpen. Not us entertainers out there. We're out there busting our butt, sweating our ass off for whatever we get paid, whatever it is. So there is a little bit of a difference, but we want everybody to be healthy. Albert, how you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Interesting. So we talked about the very first game of baseball when it was. How about the very first woman? The very first woman to go to space, the very first woman astronaut was Sandy Ride, R-I-D-E. She was the very first American woman astronaut in space, and it happened on June 20th, 1983, 2 years after I graduated high school. The first woman astronaut. And since we're talking about the first of the firsts, how about the very first person they say might have been the very first person photographed? Conrad Hafer, 1749 was the year. He also crossed in 1749, he crossed the Delaware with President George Washington. This is before I think he became president, whatever. But he crossed the Delaware. And in 1852, they're saying he was the very first man photographed. 1852, the very first picture of a man, a camera taking picture of somebody. So there's a lot of firsts today, a lot of could be useless information to some of you, or maybe some good information. But whatever it is, it's always exciting here, folks. And speaking about some more exciting stuff, folks, let's talk about my good friend Mary Grievous with Don't Just Call Me When You're Ready to Buy or Sell. Contact me when you're ready, considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent, Mary Grievous, mgrievous at starkre.com, 630-688-1725, Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. And then when you're talking about Mary for the real estate, you have to talk about the Chicago Music Cruise. Now, you guys, we've already been on 2, and I know some of you guys have been on the cruise, but we have another one coming up again. And it's not till next year, January 17th to January 25th. It's going to be happening, folks, on the MSC World America. It's a brand new ship, an Italian-owned ship, privately Italian-owned ship. It's going to be 7 nights. Caribbean cruise, Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, Costa Rica, and Ocean Cay, a private island owned by World America. It's going to be Tony Ocean and the whole main event band. and Seventh Heaven. Of course, it's Seventh Heaven's cruise, and I've been invited again for the third time with Richie and the boys. So go to chicagomusiccruise.com, say I want to go on the cruise with Ocean, or pick up the phone and call Mary at 630-688-1725 and say, I want to go on the Ocean with Ocean. Join the party, join the fun. That's what it's about. Yes, Ryan, we're friends, my buddy. All right, let's get to some other. Now, we're going to talk about President Trump and the bombing of Iraq, the missiles where they had the missile stations. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But that's going to be towards the end of the hour. Congratulations to the Oklahoma Thunder, the new NBA champs, beating the Indiana Pacers 103-91. I'm happy because Pacers beat my Knicks, and now the karma goes back and Oklahoma takes care of the Indiana Pacers. So congratulations. I couldn't care less. After the Knicks were out of it, I didn't care who won. But the Knicks played a great game. They played a great year. They should be very proud of themselves, and they're only going to get better. But congratulations to Oklahoma Thunder, the NBA basketball champs. Absolutely. All right. What do we got here? Sammy Sosa comes back to Wrigley Field. 21 years go by, and Sammy Sosa comes back. And the crowd gave him a big applause. You know, Sammy was what it was. Was he a player? Of course he was a good player. Of course, the steroid thing. And, you know, he said he doesn't know how to speak English, but when his check was missing a few zeros, he knew exactly what English was about. But they accepted him. He's back in the fold with the Chicago Cubs. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Kim Peterson, LeFew, what's up, my dear friend? Daryl Armenstad, what's up, brother? How you doing, pal? So here's one of the questions today. And if you're Cub fans out there, are you excited that were you happy that the Chicago Cubs organization embraced Sammy Sosa again after 21 years and the whole steroid scandal? I don't know. I couldn't care less. I'm not a Cub fan either way. I didn't care for Sammy Sosa. I didn't care about that home run thing. It was huge with Mark McGwire. I didn't have a pick because it wasn't the Yankees. My opinion only. But I'm wondering, guys that are watching, Boyd, Kim, Emil, Willie, anybody out there, are you happy? Were you okay with the Chicago Cubs organization embracing Sammy Sosa? So, one of the questions. Okay. Emo said you don't care. I don't blame you. June 20th, 2025. It was Friday, right? June 20th? Yeah. It was the longest day of 2025. Also the first day of summer, right? 21st was his first day of summer. But the longest day in 26, June 20th, 2025. Interesting. Arizona Heat, breaking Arizona Heat was 117. And I know if Mike Sansone's watching, because I know he's from Arizona. I know Kathy Splato's from Arizona, how hot it can get, even hotter than 117. But it's already been 117 this past weekend in Arizona. So talk about being hot. Robert, I'm not a Cub fan, but I like him being an ambassador. Okay, well, there you go. I can see that. It was the cork bat, too. Oh, yeah, the cork bat, too. Thank you, Albert. I forgot about that. So, Ryan, you're happy. Frank, hey, speaking of my butt, Frank is going to be on our show this Wednesday with his dumpster junk truck. I guess that's what he does. He's got a company that goes around and collects junk and stuff, or dumpster type thing. So we're promoting small businesses. And Frank Marone is going to be on the show this Wednesday. So make sure you tune in for that to support local establishments. So we were talking about Sammy Sosa, folks. I don't know. Lou Malnati's, if you love Lou Malnati's pizza, they just got their very first floating restaurant on Lake Michigan. Floating restaurant, Lou Malnati's on Lake Michigan. I guess you have to get a boat. You have to have a boat to get to the restaurant, I'm thinking. And then if you charter a boat, I'm sure the boat can stop and you can get pizzas or pick up pizzas to put on your boat. But that's interesting. I thought that was very interesting. All right. Looking for a job? Are you a decorator? Are you a cake, pastries, especially cake decorator? If you're a cake decorator, folks, Walmart is hiring. They have 6,200 in cake decorators for all the Walmarts, but they're looking. It's the highest paying job in the Walmart non-manager, making $20.25 starting. Then, of course, the managers make more money than that. But if you're into it and you can do it, I guess it's not bad. I guess Sammy paid his dues, no longer an actual player. Correct, Albert. Pete Rose paid his dues too, and nothing happened with him. They didn't embrace him. So that's why I'm a little pissed off at that. Of course, now they reinstate Pete Rose into the chance for him to get in the Hall of Fame and Shoeless Joe's after, of course, they've all been dead. That part I don't like. Just my opinion. Okay, so Pan Am. Remember Pan Am Airlines? It was the big thing. Fly with us, Pan Am. They're back again, folks. They're back again, and they just left on a 12-day trip. And to be a passenger, just left JFK Airport, and to be a passenger on this 12-day trip with Pan Am Airlines, get this, folks, you had to come up with a nice $60,000 per person. $60,000 per person to get on this plane and take this 12-day adventure with the kickoff, with the launching of the return of Pan Am Airlines. I just like it because it's bringing back the old, the old stuff that I grew up with. TWA, Pam, that was cool back then. So $60,000 for 12 days. I don't know where they're going. What are you getting? But I'm sure, food and drink and whatever the hell you're going, hotel, whatever. I'm thinking, I don't know. I probably should have looked up to that. Interesting, though. Very, very interesting. Speaking of some stuff that's crazy, Friends, the TV show Friends. It was huge. My wife and my sister Nan, they still watch it religiously. Friends, the TV show. The only thing I liked about Friends was I'll Be There by You by the Rembrandts, a great pop band. They had other great hits too, but that one just seemed to put them over the top, the theme song. But do you know, folks, since the show's been off the air, and I know Matthew Perry's not with us anymore, but the rest of the Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston and all them, they still make $20 million a year just on Friends. $20 million a year they still make. And I don't know how long the show's been off the air. I love the Stu Zoo in Schiller Park on Irving Park Road. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to check that out. Boyd, did not know that, pal. Emo, it was sickening that they should have put Pete Rose. I agree with you, Emo. They should have put Pete Rose back in, after. What are you going to do? Now we'll see what happens. Now we'll see what Major League Baseball does. If they bring him back into the Hall of Fame and put him in some sort of with an asterisk or something. I don't know. Interesting. Also, Walmart, ladies and gentlemen, Walmart. They have a 10. Have you heard about this? I didn't see it. I'm sorry, not Walmart. McDonald's. Now, the last week, I've been eating like shit. Burgers every night, eating late when I went to bed. It's got to stop this week because I feel horrible. I put on about 10 pounds. Anyway, so when I see this thing, and I would never buy this anyway, but it's a 10 patty Big Mac. Now, one advertisement said 9 patties. One other advertisement said 10 patties. A 10 patty burger. So a 10 patty burger's got to be what? The size of this? Can you imagine getting one of these? Now, if you cut it in half, A 10, oh, sorry, a 10 patty burger. Is that insane? Pan Am stewardesses. Oh, yes, boy. But you can't, that back then, now you can't call them stewardesses anymore. They're flight attendants or whatever they're called. Yeah. 10 patty burger at McDonald's. Who would buy that? I don't know. All right. Let's do this real fast. Want they to just kill us? They're trying to kill us. Like, well, you know that, Emo. They've been trying to kill us for years. And thank God for Robert Kennedy Jr. trying to get the dye out of certain things and bad stuff out of food. They're trying. They're trying at least. Whether you're a fan of Robert Kennedy Jr. or not, at least they're trying to make things healthier. Fast food healthier, food in general healthier. And if they can start taking little by little things out, hopefully it'll make things healthier for everybody. But we'll see. Sandra, doesn't sound like a good burger to me. No, Sandra. And happy birthday to Marty up in heaven this past weekend. Marty's birthday. All right. Now, before we get to the whole Trump thing, I love this quote, and it makes a hell of a lot of sense. Most people love the idea of success until the reality of what it takes to become successful hits them. It's not an easy process, folks. There's a lot of people that bust their ass out there and work very hard, and sometimes the things just don't go in their favor. And then there's other people that bust their ass and things come from good. Good things come to them. There's other people, they just have the horseshoe up their ass. But it's important. It's not all glamour, success and everything that comes. And, it depends on what kind of success you're talking about. Could be an entertainment like us, like some of us here. It could be success like my wife with her company that she's doing this Braverly thing that she's doing fantastic on. She's like senior director, plus her regular job. It could be a success about raising a family. It could be a success about starting a business. It could be success about sports, or you invented something and it became successful. So they want the success, but you have to don't realize there's a lot of hard work that goes in to all this success. And speaking of a company that's very successful and they do a great job, Jack Vena Landscaping. You got to love it, man. My good buddy Tommy does a great job. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design, service, installation, servicing the North Shore for over 50 years. Call my good buddy Tommy at 847-432-5266 and tell him Tony O sent you. They do an incredible job, and I'm sure they're very busy this time of year. But you never know, maybe next year. But call them anyway and get with the program with Jack Vena Landscaping. You're watching Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things, folks. So I love that quote. Very, very important. All right. How about the weather? And if you thought it was hot, it's still going to be hot, folks. Today, it's the JRC Ace Hardware Minute weather for June 23rd on a Monday. It's 90 degrees out there, folks. High is going to be 98 today, folks. 55% humidity, 12 miles an hour winds. It is sunny. It is sticky. It is hot. So, and no rain in the forecast today. That is brought to you by the J Ace Hardware Minute. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. All right. So, and again, I want to thank you guys for all watching today. I do really appreciate it. Simply be kind to the people you meet on the way up, because they're going to meet the same people on the way down. That's right. The great words of Ed Norton. There's Michael Buckley, folks, from Good Clean Fun, and of course the Taylor Swift Experience. 95, Marion, Tennessee. So it's hot. It's hot. But now let's get to the topic that everybody's been talking about this past weekend. President Donald Trump bombing the nuclear strike on Iraq. A very successful attack. The bunker busters sending the B-52 bombers. And if you're listening to certain stations, they're all going to tell you their own opinion of what they believe in. The liberal station will tell you their version of what's good or bad about it. The conservative station will do that, and everybody will be doing the same thing like the election. Doing it without Congress's okay, doing it on his own. Look, even Mike Pence's former vice president said he was very proud of President Trump for doing this attack. Even the prime minister of Israel praising Donald Trump for doing this. Now, we all know this is going to either lead two ways. First of all, the innocent people that might have gotten hurt on that bombing, people that might have been around there, that it's a scary thing. I'm hoping that the war in Israel and Iran come to peace now. Is Iraq going to retaliate against the United States? There's also something that President Donald Trump said, that he left instructions that if anything should be happen to him or assassinated, these couple things need to be done. So he's taking complete. Well, Scott, you're absolutely right, brother, and that's what I was about to say too. I think it was the right thing to do. I think it needed to be done. It seems like for the last 4 years, nobody was afraid of us. It doesn't even seem like we even have that many allies anymore. But we need to be the number one power. And we need to be the United States of America. And we are. And if you're looking at their Air Force, I took a couple of the different countries. This is very interesting. Iran's got 551 aircrafts. United Arab, 560. Israel's got 612. Germany's got 618. Brazil's got 621. Greece got 632. Saudi Arabia's got 914. Italy's got 800. The UK, 644. Korea, 951. The United States has 5,300 military aircrafts. The world power. And when they always say that history repeats itself. If you go back, this Iranian crown prince, Reza Pahlavi, released a statement that U.S. strikes on Iran nuclear facilities. The strikes on the Islamic Republic, 3 nuclear strikes, are the result of the regime's catastrophic pursuit of nuclear weapons at the expense of the Iranian people. There's a lot of people out there are not happy that they were doing all this when the United States told them do not make these bombs, do not have nuclear weapons. And like I said, folks, it's going to be either finally get some peace. I mean, if you go back to Hillary Clinton, I want the Iranians to know that if I'm president, we will attack Iran. Hillary Clinton, 2008, by a liberal Democrat. They were going to do the same thing. This was in 2008. So, and you're getting so many different outlooks from people that are saying different things. Some people are so happy. Some people are not happy. Some people are scared. Are we scared of the United States? Maybe we should be. I'm not sure, but I'm happy. And right now I'm just trying to look up some of the stories that I saved. I didn't get a chance to write down to explain to you guys because there was so much stuff being said, and I don't know what's your feelings on it. What do you guys feel? I mean, if you guys even want to talk about it, some people refuse won't talk about it. Fox News, Palestinian formally nominated Priest Trump for the 2026 Nobel Peace Prize. Now, I don't know if that'll happen, if that's even going to happen. These are just headlines I'm reading, guys. So I don't know, no matter what side that you're on or anything like this. This is what I'm just reading off the notes that I've taken in the last 2 days since everything has been happening, or since the bombs were dropped. I don't know. I'd like to get your opinions on it. I really would, to see what you guys are thinking. They need to take care of some stuff, and if this stuff needs to be, it's time. It's time. I don't know what you guys feel. Ryan, you feel right about it? You feel right to talk about it? Afraid it's going to start a civil war? Oh, I don't know. Will it start a civil war? I don't think they want to. Then, of course, with President Trump now got all the deportations of all the illegal aliens. You know, folks, the top 5 U.S. presidents with the most deportations, you might be surprised who's number 1. All right, folks? I'm just going to give you the top 5 of former presidents who deported illegal aliens. Donald Trump comes in at number 5, folks. 1.0 million total deportations. Number 4, former President Joe Biden, from 2021 to present. This is before he became president. 1.4 million deportations. So 5 is Trump, 4 is Biden. Number 3, from 1993 to 2001, former President Bill Clinton. 1.8 million illegal aliens were deported. Number 2, from 2001 to 2009, former President George W. Bush. 2.0 million people were deported. And out of the top 5 presidents that I mentioned to you guys, who's got the most deportations out of the 5? Number 1, from 2009 to 2017, former President Barack Obama. 3.2 million illegal aliens were deported from the United States of America. But the only person that's getting the shit is President Donald Trump now. That's just on that topic alone. It's just sad to me that we're so divided, and we're never going to be unity. It's never going to happen, guys. You know that. It's crazy as it is, and I was hoping that maybe things would get better somehow, and I'm sorry, I apologize, because I'm trying to find out some of the more notes here of my other opinions on what happened. And I don't know. And like I said, nobody wants to talk about it. It's a little scary, but there's some more facts here. Iran's been fucking with the United States for a long time. And I don't know with Obama, former President Obama, or former Bill Clinton, former Joe Biden president, what partnership or what they had with Iran to keep doing this for Iran. Here's facts. These are facts. This ain't bullshit that one station says and what the other state. This is facts. Google it yourself. Just before Obama left office, he sent $1.7 billion in cash to Iran. The money was delivered in actual cash stacked on pallets down to Iran. In January 2016, Obama authorized a transfer of $1.7 billion to Iran, nation known for sponsoring terrorism. Why are they sending this money? The funds were legally part of a long-standing financial obligation stemming from pre-1979 agreement. Prior to the Iranian Revolution, the United States had committed to supplying Iran with military equipment. However, following the revolution, transaction was abandoned, leaving Iran to claim reimbursement to $400 million intentionally paid. With accrued interest, this amount spiked to $1.7 billion. The Obama administration opted to resolve the debt. January 17, 2016, an aircraft arrived in Iran carrying $400 million in cash loaded into pallets. Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, charters jets to rescue Americans stranded in Israel. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis once again stepped in to assist Americans caught on global conflict, this time organizing the safe return of roughly 1,500 Jewish Americans from Israel on an ongoing unrest. Kudos to the governor of Florida, DeSantis. And remember how we got to this situation, folks. How did we get to this situation? Hillary Clinton supplied Iran with uranium to enrich their nuclear power. Barack Obama gave them $1.7 million to use for their financial nuclear program. Joe Biden unfroze over $16 billion for funds for Iran. So we can't blame Trump on this. This is how we got here. This is how we got here. I don't know how else to explain it. It's sad. Tomorrow's Twisted Tuesday with Carol Brandolino, and Wednesday, my guest Frank Marone for junk removal, demolition, dumpster rental, dumpster rescue. That's right, folks. So if you got some stuff, junk that needs to be cleaned up from the house, you can call them at 630-735-8700, folks, or go to Dumpster USA, and they come and they take your dump. A lot of places can be doing this. That's a great thing. Now, in the leading report on Twitter today, or X, State Department issues worldwide alert urging United States citizens to exercise caution. Or for people that are leaving the country. Less than a day after the U.S. strike, Israel signals opening to ending the war. I hope it ends. It's been going on too long, and too many people are suffering. That's all you can say, folks. It's sad. But something needs to be done. And we're going to talk more about it as the week goes on. And I don't know what other stuff is going to be happening on this kind of situation. But I'm hoping for the best. And that's all I can say. I'm hoping for the best. That's my take on it. I'm sure I'm going to get into some more details. And I don't want to get in a heated conversation with everybody, a debate on what was right, what wasn't right. I just think that the United States of America need to be number one in power again. They need to be afraid of us. We need to be, and that's all there is. There's nothing wrong with peace and everybody trying to get along, and we know that's not going to happen, not in our lifetime. I mean, there's so much more stuff I can talk about here. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and we got to time. Tim Allen, the actor, on Trump. Now, whether Tool Time Ted, Home Improvement, TV show, whether you get into him or not. This was his outtake on Donald Trump. Whatever your feelings for Trump, and I think there's a lot of people might think this too, whether you're a Trumper or you're not. Whether your feelings for Trump, these are some interesting points that Tim Allen makes. Put your hatred aside and think about these observations. And this is Tim Allen, whether you respect the guy. It's just an actor saying his opinion, just like we do, just like musicians do, just like celebrities do. Jerry Maselli, we missed you, brother, this past weekend. I reached out. Yeah, I don't think I even seen my text. Marty Malarkey, no, it's the end. I think it's the third week or the second week, Marty. Marty from McCormick Place. Hi to you, Marty. We're going to be a concert in the park in Schiller Park. That's going to be later in the month, not this Wednesday. I'll keep you posted. I will get you that number, Lilia. I will post it on my page, and we're going to have him on the show Wednesday. Frank Marone, the owner of Dumpsters to the Rescue. So it's going to be good. They're going to have on. I don't have all the information because I just got the information now. They should say all this in speaking on the floor of Congress. Yes, but this is what Tim Allen had to say. Here are some interesting points to think about prior to 2020. Prior to 2020, especially to my friends on the fence, like moderate Democrats, liberals, and independents, and the never Trump Republicans, those thinking of walking away from the Democratic Party. Women were upset Trump's naughty words. They also bought 80 million copies of 50 Shades of Grey. Those same women. Just saying. Not one feminist was defended. Not one feminist came out and defended Sarah Sanders. It seems women's rights only matter if those women are liberal. No border walls, no voter ID laws. Did you figure that out yet? But wait, there's more. Chelsea Clinton got out of college and got a job at NBC that paid her $900,000 per year. Her mom flies around the country speaking about white privileges and stuff like that. They went from being against foreign interference to our elections to allowing non-citizens to vote in our elections. President Trump's wall will cost less than Obamacare's website. Let that sink in, America. These are just the thoughts of actor Donald Trump. Tim Allen. And I don't even need to go. Russia donated $0 to President Trump's campaign. So the list goes on and on. If you want to go to Tim Allen's page, if you want to see all the facts that he's saying right now, and it's very interesting. I'm finding it like, wow. All right, let's go and change the subject completely, folks. Let's talk about painkillers. Where to find painkillers. But what do? You call the doctor, oh, my arm, my neck, my this, my that. Let's give her some medicine. Let's keep Big Pharma in the works. Painkillers, natural painkillers. Now, I've not tried any of these, so I couldn't tell you if this is true or not. But maybe we all should. Cloves for a toothache. Honey, we know sores in the mouth. Black coffee for a migraine headache. Garlic for pain in the ear. Salt for pain in the feet. Grapes for back pain. Blueberries for bladder problems. Turmeric for chronic pain. Cherries for various pains. Parsley for bloating. Curry powder for achy joints. Oregano for menstrual cramps. Mint for crampy tummies. Dill for upset GI. Ginger for nausea. And wild opium lettuce for pain. Natural herbs and spices that Big Pharma doesn't want us to know about. Alzheimer's. It's a sickness. It's a bad disease out there, folks. No cure for it. If you have to deal with someone who has Alzheimer's, here's a couple things you might want to try. Never force, instead reforce. Never to consent, but always to encourage. Never demand, ask. Never say you can't. Instead, what can they do? Never say I told you. Instead go repeat. Never say remember instead of remembrance. Never say lecture instead of reassure. Never say shame instead of distract. Never reason instead of divert. And never argue, instead agree. This is when you're dealing with people with Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's communication. Interesting stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can find about that, and anybody that's suffering through that. And we're going to talk more about all this crazy stuff that's going on with sexual predators and more stuff being recalled, and the list just goes on and on, folks. Just goes on and on. We're done. I'm going to give you some more dates, folks. On the July 1st, Oceans Rat Pack will be in Kenosha, Wisconsin for Stogies and Steins. So it's a beer and Stogies concert in the park kind of thing in Kenosha for Oceans Rat Pack. We're returning to Pronto's in Glendale Heights on the 16th of July. We'll be at the Positano's, the new Positano's in Wheaton on July 24th. Returning to one of my favorite places with the #1 patio in the suburbs of Chicago will be at Taverna on Division, going back to Melrose Park on July 26th. We're back at the Getaway in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin on the 12th of July. And let's hope it's not so hot this time. Absolutely. Rosario's this Wednesday with Double T, Tony Toto. Oceans Rat Pack will be in Burr Ridge for the concert in the park this Thursday. Friday, returning to Chicago Prime. Saturday, the nationwide event, a grilling event for Ace Hardware. We'll be in the parking lot from 12 to 1 while they serve you from 11 to 2 free burgers, brats, hot dogs at the Ace Hardware, JRC Ace Hardware stores in Norwich off of Lawrence Avenue. That's this Saturday. And Saturday night will be at Johnny's Kitchen and Tap in Glenview. Last but not least, let's say hello to our good friends from Becoming Your Own Bank. And that's our good friend Wendy Thompson and Craig Coughlin, trying to help you become your own bank. That's right. Making your dream retirement a reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson Craig will help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure your legacy. It's never too late to start. That's right. Take charge of your financial future today. Give them a call at 630-890-1213 or book them on Canley for a free consultation to start building the retirement you deserve. That's Wendy and Craig, 630-890-1213. Our good friends from Imperialux, Becoming Your Own Bank. All right, folks, it's birthdays for today, June 23rd. Anna Marie Gulo. Anna Marie, great seeing you on Saturday. Happy birthday. My son, Tony. Tony's birthday. And we're having some of the kids over later today for a little short get-together, some pizza. Happy birthday, my son, Tony. I love you. Max Bear Jr., Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies, 87 years old. Donnie Most, Potsy from Happy Days, 71. John Taylor, the bass player of Duran Duran, is 65 years old. Martin Landau, great actor. Danny Aiello, another great actor from 29th Street. Errol Flynn, the swashbuckler of the 40s, celebrating a birthday. Brian Wilson, of course, who just passed away, of the Beach Boys. Nicole Kidman. Jeff Goodman, 73 years old. Joey Mullen, of course, who just passed away, 78, would have been 78, from Badfinger. Teresa Hafer. Teresa, if you're listening, hi, honey, our neighbor and friend, longtime friend. Alan Longmuir, one of the great Bay City Rollers, who also passed away. So Lionel Richie also celebrating a birthday today for Monday, the 23rd of June. Guys, we got to go, and it's the last day. Last day to buy a Blackstone Iron Forge 4-burner outdoor grill for $549 and get a stainless steel burger press kit, $69.99 for free. As always, you purchase any grill for $3.99. It comes with a free sauce, rub of your choice, plus free assembly and delivery. Get a free $10 gift card and purchase a $50 gift card. More savings for all you guys at the JRC Ace Hardware. And don't forget to tell them Tony Ocean sent you to get that special deal, and tell them to grill your ace off at the JRC Ace Hardware stores. Double T, again, thank you to you and Jerry Jams. An outstanding job Saturday and Sunday, brother. I appreciate it. I love you guys very much. Pina, great seeing you. It's good to see you guys. Saw my brother Tony. You guys were awesome. And Lisa. Yeah, she has a great voice, Pina. You're right. And Pina, maybe you'll join us on July 12th when we're in Lake Geneva because Julie will be there. Laura will be there. We'll all be together and have a good time. But thank you all for coming out. Debbie, thank you. Anyway, guys, I didn't see that yet. But thank you, Debbie. I'll have to look up on that. She just said Iran fired back. So I think I read something about that, but I don't know all the details. We'll find a little bit more about that tomorrow. But anyway, folks, be kind to one another out there. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. It's a tough world out there. And just because you're offended, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't make you right. It doesn't. Take everybody's feelings into account. And let's just all try to get along. Ringo Starr says peace and love. And we need it in this world more than ever. Peace and love. I love you guys all. See you tomorrow, Twisted Tuesday, 10 o'clock. Tomorrow, Twisted Tuesday with Carol Brandolino. Wednesday, Frank Marone, Dumpster to the Rescue. It's a great company. You got a lot of junk at home and you want to get rid of it. Frank's company will come to your house, put it in your driveway, and you can fill it up, my friend. That's what it's for. Private message me if you give me Frank's number. We'll give you that. And we're going to have Frank on the show on Wednesday. Supporting small businesses. You guys have a great day. Stay cool, please. Peace and love. I love you all. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Bye-bye, everybody.